final iPhone 16 lineup has been revealed because right here in my hands are the final dummy models straight from China where Apple makes their iPhones. And what I'm gonna do in this video is show off and find every little physical difference with these new dummies because there are some really good differences, and I'm gonna explain everything you should expect with each one of these new iPhone 16 models. This right here is the new iPhone 16 lineup. We have the regular iPhone 16, including this nice new blue color. We have the 16 Plus, we have the 16 Pro, and the 16 Pro Max. Now I know these are very similar. It's the same lineup that we had last year, but there are a couple of very interesting differences. First of all, I want to show off the color difference. This right here is the current 15 Pro Max, and you can see that the dummies do very well in terms of translating the actual color, so I can trust this blue. And there's also going to be a new desert titanium for the Pro models, which you may have seen those bronze renders online. They look pretty nice, but I do want to mention that they are going to be lighter. They're going to be brighter, almost like a sand color, almost like a bright gold, so I think it's going to be really awesome. Now, before I get into all of the feature differences that we should expect, I want to push these off to the side and compare the upcoming 16 Pro Max to the current 15 Pro Max. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that it doesn't look like there are very many changes, at least on the back. We have that same camera bump that we had before. It looks like the flash is smaller, but I don't think so. I think it's just the dummy model. It should be the same. Now, they look to be the same size, but they are actually not, because if you line them up like this, you can actually tell that the new iPhone 16 Pro Max is a little bit taller. And that corresponds to the leak of a larger display this year on that new model. But take a look right here. You can see that the 16 Pro Max has gotten rid of the millimeter wave antenna for 5G, and it has replaced it with a new capture button. Yes, this is gonna be actually showing up on the entire lineup. You can see capture button there, and on the regular 16. And if you're wondering what this is for, well, it's actually not a physical button. Like you can see, it doesn't click, but it does have haptic touch with depth detection. So basically, you're gonna be holding it like this, and you can light press it, which it'll detect the amount of pressure, and then it's gonna focus on your subject, then you hard press to take a photo, which is exactly how a DSLR camera works. But now let's actually move over to the iPhone 16 because this is where we get the biggest physical differences. You can see here that we have a brand new camera layout because this right here is the iPhone 15. You can see we have that diagonal layout with the square camera bump with glass. It looks quite nice, but we have a brand new pill-shaped vertical camera bump layout. I think this is gonna easily stand out as the new model. Once again, on the side, you can see that Apple has changed the layout of the button. You can see the capture button like I mentioned, and the power button looks to be actually moving down a little bit this year, which means yes, cases will not fit. You're gonna have to get a new one. As you can see, the old mute switch has now disappeared on the upcoming iPhone 16. We now finally get the action button. So there are definitely more changes to the regular iPhone 16s this year. All of them are gonna get larger batteries. Actually, never mind, one of the models is actually getting a smaller battery, and I'll mention that in just a minute, but we are expecting thinner bezels on these as well. Now, no matter if you upgrade to the iPhone 16 or not, this right here is the most portable 3-in-1 Qi 2 charging station that I've ever seen from our sponsor Kushu, the X40Q, which features a CNC'd aluminum alloy build with a genius trifold design that unfolds into a very solid charging station with rubbery grip on the bottom, which stays nicely put, and it features the fastest charging speeds possible for 3 devices, including full 5-watt charging for your AirPods, full 5-watt charging, which is the fastest speed supported by all of the new Apple Watch models, including the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and it features the fastest possible 15-watt Qi 2 charging for your iPhone. It comes in 3 finishes, gray, black, and titanium gold, and yes, it comes with a 30-watt charging brick in the box, as well as a premium braided USB-C cable and a convenient zip-up carrying pouch for travel. So definitely pick one of these up today by using the link in the description below and use code MAXTECH for an extra discount. And now let's get into explaining all of the leaked features that we should expect. I'm gonna put off the Pro models for just a minute and focus on these two. The regular iPhone 16 is gonna have the same display as we had before, 6.1 inches, while the Plus is also gonna have the 6.7-inch display. But one of the major features that I'm really excited for these iPhone 16 regular models is 8 gigabytes of RAM. Finally, we've had 6 for a while. We're now going up to 8 to match the current iPhone 15 Pros. And the new 16 Pro models are also gonna have 8 gigs of RAM. And in terms of the chip, it's gonna have an A18, which is likely gonna be a binned down version of the A18 Pro that's coming to the Pro models, which means it's gonna have less cores enabled. And in terms of the pricing, I think it's gonna stay exactly the same, $799 for the iPhone 16 and $899 for the 16 Plus. And I think they're both gonna stay at the same base 128 gigs of storage. And finally, the iPhone 16 is gonna have a little bit of a larger battery, but it looks like Apple is actually making the 16 Plus model's battery smaller by about 9%, which just sounds crazy. And why would Apple do that? Well, I think it's because Apple made a mistake with the Plus by giving it better battery life than the Pro Max model. So this year, they're gonna greatly increase the battery on the Pro Max and lower it on the Plus to make sure that the most expensive Pro Max is the best battery life model. And now let's get into talking about the new iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. With these new Pro and Pro Max models, they are going to get larger displays, 6.3 inches on the iPhone 16 Pro and 6.9 inches on the Pro Max, and both of them are gonna get much thinner bezels. The 16 Pro is gonna go down from 1.71 millimeters on the previous 15 Pro model down to 1.2 millimeters, and the Pro Max is going from 1.55 to 1.15 millimeters. But the thing I'm really excited for is the display technology, because both of these displays are gonna be about 20% brighter for standard brightness all across every app, everything, 1200 nits, which is crazy. But in terms of the cameras, we aren't really expecting that many differences, except for the ultra wide camera, which is now gonna get upgraded to 48 megapixels from the current 12. And this is a really big deal for me because I love using the ultra wide, but unfortunately it is totally unusable when it starts to get dark. But one thing I'm really excited for is that this year, the regular iPhone 16 Pro will finally get the 5X lens that we got on the 15 Pro Max. Now, another huge benefit for the Pro models is that they are going to get updated MagSafe charging up to 20 watts. And I also think that the USB-C wire charging is gonna get a lot faster, up to 40 watts compared to 27. And another thing I'm really excited for is Wi-Fi 7 support on these new Pro models, because it actually combines the different bands together under one Wi-Fi name, and it seamlessly switches between them on the fly. And now finally, for the pricing, I do think there's a chance Apple could increase the price of the regular 16 Pro model, because right now it starts with 128 gigs of storage compared to the Pro Max, which starts at 256. So Apple might make 256 a standard for the regular as well. So this might increase the price up to $1,100, while the Pro Max is gonna be $1,200, just like it already is with the 15 Pro Max. And now, with all of that said, let's get into the release date and everything I'm expecting. I believe Apple's gonna launch all of these iPhone 16 models at the same time. I think Apple's gonna announce their Apple event for September 10th, and then the pre-orders for these are gonna either open right away or potentially on Friday the 13th, which is what Apple usually does. And then the official launch will likely happen on September 20th. This year is gonna be massive for the iPhone 16 lineup, especially with Apple Intelligence. I think it's gonna be a huge deal. There you guys go. Hopefully you enjoyed looking at these final dummy models. And if you did, let me know your thoughts down below and click that button above to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.